Greetings, Earthlings! My name is Zero Jacob. Welcome back to Space Engineers. So, last time we were sorting out this manufactory area with nanite factories and all the assemblers and things. We've not moved over yet, but we are in a position to do so if I so desire. So, one thing that you can see that I've done is there's this kind of armor block frame going around. As you can see, we've got armor blocks here, we've got armor blocks here, here, and everywhere. Well, this is going to be important in a second. But first of all, one thing that I need to do is I actually need to place down a jump drive. Reason being is because jump drives are stupidly important if we are to create a fleet of ships. Which is, you know, the goal that I have set out myself. We're going to create a fleet of ships that will form a kind of flotilla. 2 jump drives should give this ship enough range, depending on how far it can actually jump, but we'll let the nanite factories deal with that. We are currently docked to the capital ship, if you can see over here. Yeah, currently this pod, which is now its name, it's not the beetle, it's the pod, can go relatively quickly. It is more sprightly than a capital ship. However, that is due to change once I have moved production capabilities over to this ship, which I will do at some point when I'm busy or not busy. I can't remember which one. So these guys should be charging up. It should take 6 minutes if I've got enough power. I think I've got enough power. We can check if we go over to our lovely little command station. Yeah, we've got enough power. Good. This section here, this bit is going to be done later, or possibly, you know, today, but possibly tomorrow, because third like little fixes. But now we are going to do the main part of why we are building this ship. We're going to build the ship creation assembly line extravaganza thing. So this ship will build small large ships. Don't get confused with large small ships, those are completely different. What I mean is, just like the attack drone here, it is a small ship using the large ship grid. As you can see, this thing is kind of small. Now, this can easily fit in here. Yeah? Stupidly easily. So it's like 5 wide and this is 7 wide. Well, the gap is 7 wide. No, the gap is 8 wide, but I'm saying 7 wide so that we have enough room. But yeah, so we can pump out, you know, attack drones as fast as we want. We can even do 2 at the same time and then have them drop out. So this thing can summon fighters pretty quickly. How we're going to build small ships is another matter entirely, and it's going to involve some brainstorming. But for now, we're going to do things with large ships. So, what I want to do is the following. You see this frame here. This frame is basically where I plan to put the shipyard blocks. So these are the shipyard straight, shipyard corners, things like that. The corners will go here. We should have enough room for it, which is excellent, I think. Time will tell how many I can actually fit in here. I hope it is going to be 3, 2 if not possible. But now I'm just going to be placing a ton of armor plating so that we, you know, seal this place up. We're going to have a lot of air pockets, well, vacuum pockets in this ship, but I am completely fine with that since I don't give a damn. This ship is not supposed to be luxurious, it is supposed to do one thing and do it correctly. Yeah? Okay, good. Now, one thing that I have not decided on, yeah, you can see frame rate going down as nanites are doing their thing, is if we want this this layer here to be the ceiling, or if we want a ceiling at all, because a layer up and it will be in the modules of the refineries. Now, whilst that's okay, the refineries kind of do need modules, because otherwise it's kind of a waste of refineries if we just have 4 very slow refineries. even though these refineries are pretty quick. In combat we are going to need to you know, do it in a quickish sort of manner. So I'm going to leave that for when we start planning where everything goes. Now we're going to be planning one corner. We're going to be testing in one corner so that we can copy what we're doing onto the other corners, possibly with projectors. Possibly not with projectors because that's going to be hard to do and painful, and yeah, projectors can be annoying to use, but you know, I would prefer not having to place all of these blocks individually, even if I don't have to weld them. So we're going to be using this corner. I am also going to seal off this area here. Though this section here will be open so that I can, you know, get in and out, and this will have an airlock, and this area will be pressurized. That's just a plan, by the way. It might not happen, probably will, but there we go. So now we have this massive shipyards. We have these massive blocks, and this means I'm going to have to do quite a bit of planning before I do anything silly with it. We are definitely going to fit things in here. It is, you know, 100%. But I want to turn off the nano factories just in case I do things wrong. What we're also going to do is we're going to extend this way so we can do a lengthways check to see how well that goes. Because we need to measure things widthways and lengthways. I do not imagine that this will fit snugly because the maths of this thing is not good. The length of the shipyard blocks is 5 blocks, which means that any multiple of 5 is completely fine, and I am sure that the width, which is from here to here, is not a multiple of 5. Hence why we're doing this. That should be fine. Good. Just need to wait for these lovely nanite factories to do their job and weld all of those up, because I do not have, well, I can't be bothered to place all the steel plates. Now, just need to quickly check, yeah, okay. All of these use exactly the same materials. Now, the shipyard straight and the shipyard straight XR are different in terms of they have the straight XR has extended range, XR extended range. Yeah, you get the point. And in order to make this work, we're going to alternate. However, this may not be necessary, as what we can do is we can just have straights along this wall, straights along this wall, and they will manage to do things. The XRs are more useful when you have larger selections of shipyards. So that should be good. Right, let's start placing. So we want a... No, don't start placing. You're going to regret it later. Go to the capital ship and turn off the nanite factories. You know why they do this. I keep cleanup on because that is a useful feature that I managed to realize is useful. So we want to place a shipyard here. Yeah? See how big that is? It's massive. So that's at the furthest down it can go. Okay? Then we place another one. It's also at the furthest down it can go, and placing another one would place it here, where the, you know, ceiling should be. However, this is fine. I believe it is fine anyway. I am still... Well, actually, we don't need the refineries to have modules, because they are very good refineries, and you're not going to be processing resources in the middle of a battle, are you? You're going to be assembling resources in the middle of a battle. Yes. Okay, so this, I made up my mind on that. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to place the same guys over to here, noting that these things are quite massive and therefore it's hard to place them, but I am not complaining. Well, technically I was, but that doesn't count. Right, now we get to the fun-ish bit. You can see that all of these have connection points, so I need to make sure that they're all connected. And it's the white side that we're going to be, well, that needs to be used. So place one here, place one here. As you can see, how unluckily for us we have this. Now, there is a way that we can fix that. We can move each of the corners this way. Oh, these look fully welded, but they're not. Just saying. if you're confused why they're fully welded. What we can do is we can push back these one block, and it also... Hang on. Yeah, I've got a better way of doing this. So we push this. Yeah. Let me get myself able to speak first. We push this one block this way. The reactors will be visible, but they'll be hidden behind the shipyard. So we move this. Well, it'll require us 2 blocks that way, and that's going to be quite annoying. No, that's not going to work. Okay, push this one that way. Push this one this way. Right? You get the point? Good. Right. Now this means I do have to now get rid of quite a few blocks that were there to begin with, but... Oh, right, that's why. Okay. No, we won't do that then. We won't be getting rid of those blocks, because they are not in a good position to get rid of. Okay, so we're going to have to be, you know, stuck with that then. How wonderful to know. Alternatively, we could change the hull, but that's going to be problematic, so instead I'm just going to deal with it. Okay. So we want to place these guys back again. One there. Then we want to place one down here. Okay. The way that we're going to deal with this is we just have some, you know, conveyor tubes. Yeah, easy, done, conveyor tubes, excellent. What we are going to do, however, is move this line here that way by 1, because that's going to be much, much easier for me. You're not important, are you? Good. Now we get to pretend that all of this is hilarious and that I've done this properly. And here is the line. Correct? Yeah. Here's the line. Frame rate drop for a second. It's usual. However, we do have the refineries in the way. Refineries? Reactors in the way. I'll deal with those later. Could possibly move them somewhere else. Might be a better idea. Alternatively, I can just, you know, deal with it. Because there are going to be shipyard blocks in the way anyway, so who cares? Now, if the shipyards were volatile, then that would be very, very worrying. So, now that we've got this, you know, this glorious thing here. Noting that, yeah, this is the floor here. This is the ceiling here, so that's fine. Okay, now we can move these back 1. Why back 1? Well, so that it doesn't look rubbish. And I've got a way to deal with the massive gap that's in the middle, and I'm going to show you that in a second. So place this guy here. He's as far back as he can go. Everything's nice. So we've got a massive gap here. You can see this for yourself. And what we can do is we can separate these guys out. So we can have a block missing, and then there's 3 blocks here. Alternatively, we could have this guy here, and have this guy here. Yeah, and then we've got 2 blocks missing here, 2 blocks missing here, and then we've got 2 blocks missing there, 1 block, and then 1 block here. You know, you get the picture. Okay? Now, I don't know how well this will have. This will do as a welding circle, but I hope it does. If it doesn't, then that's going to be kind of annoying. But the way we're going to test this is going to be, well, weird. I'll say that first. So, we're only going to weld up 1 layer first, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do the rest as soon as we can. Guarantee that everything can be welded, and the way that we're going to do that is basically get a sheet of light armor blocks and then get them welded up by the shipyards. Now, the thing is, I do not know if being in the welding area of a shipyard will kill you. If it does, then that is going to be slightly problematic when they turn online. If it doesn't, then that's all fine, and I don't have to worry about anything, because worrying about things, there's not enough time. We humans have such short lives. We cannot waste them worrying about things which, you know, in the grand scheme of things, don't really matter that much. I mean, some things matter, you know, like a future of a civilization or something, but personal squabbles, it's not going to really affect you in the long run. You may get annoyed, but it doesn't matter. Or at least that's what I keep telling myself. So, I've got this, and then we want regular guys. We want you here and here. Got the conveyor tubes, conveyor tube, conveyor tube, conveyor tube, conveyor tube. Excellent. So now the fun thing that we get to do is we get to turn on the nanite factories. Nanite factories, repair and construct, and then we need to get the shipyards. So ship. So go save this as a group, turn it off in terminal, find shipyards, which should be here. Help others. Now that's a question about what is going on. We need to transfer them to me. I don't know why they're not being transferred to me. That is kind of weird. But yeah, they're currently toggled off, which is good. Otherwise I would die. So I go wait whilst the nano factories do their thing. Hopefully without killing anyone. Now there is another set of shipyard blocks which are basically the opposite version, which is kill everything, which is fine. There is an alternative way of doing this that I have thought of, which is instead of using the corner pieces, just use the regular long pieces and then have more pieces like this. So if we have a piece here, yeah, this is basically one of the flat ones. There we have an extra, well, then I can calculate really. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22, 23. Yeah. So it allows us to have 4 of these, and it should give us a better coverage. Though that is uncertain. And what I can do is I can move these guys inwards, and then that would work. We'll do that if this does not work, because this looks kind of cooler. I forgot to add these guys, didn't I? Yes. And then what we've got to do is we've got to add these guys into the conveyor network, which we will do from here. Add these guys in. Noting that the top layer of the shipyard will have a attachment point where this will happen. You know, here. And we'll go up here, and then we need to get the curved section round and there. And I can get rid of this because that was kind of useless. Right. Pretend that there are additional shipyards in this location. We can change where it is depending on what I decide to do with it. Yeah, I'm just going to double check those numbers because that might be useful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. You lying to me? 23. Right? Hang on. So this is like 1 away, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 22. Excellent. Good, good, good. Everything works as I think I planned. So, now that we've got this thing here, I am going to, foolishly, I hope that shipyard is off, right? Good, it's off. I am going to now demonstrate, well, I'm going to guess whether this thing will kill me or not. Okay? So I'm standing here, out here, away from where the shipyard could kill me. I'm going to now activate the shipyard. You can see everything's turned red. I walk in. Boom. I am drifting off, and I've got valuable resources. Right. I am now going to need to run off and get my things. Luckily, nav points for my body location are very useful. Oh, it's going to reclaim my stuff anyway. Oh, I just hit my body and died. If you want to slow clap, now is the time. Anyway, that should... Oh, that is going quite fast. Well, I hope nothing valuable was taken away. Right, I'm going to go get some additional gear now. Cargo P2. Right, so we know that this thing is deadly. Like very, very deadly. Right, let's look up drill. Okay then, I don't know how that happens, but yes. No, we don't have a drill, we have a welder. We have an elite drill. And a grinder. Okay, I'm going to have to create some more of those, but that's going to be fine. I may need to bring one with me anyway. Right, I need a welder and a grinder. I need to add those to my inventory. This is what happens when you make me test things. Of course it was going to kill me, it was red. Right, let's add 200 steel plate, and I probably need like 100 interior plate. Good. Okay, so I know that the shipyard kills you if you do anything stupid. Good, that's going to be useful. That's going to teach me lessons and all such things. It doesn't instantly kill you, but that's fine. So we can turn this thing off now. Good. Now, we're going to test to see the range at which this works. So, we're basically going to do an outline. Oh. Ah, but the thing is, we can have blocks in here. Right, so we're going to extend this, noting that it's not, you know, the correct representation of how what the size of the ship we're welding is, but we're going to do this nonetheless. So all the way this way, all the way this way, all the way this way, and there. Right? Good. And then what we also need is we need a middle section so that we can see if the middle section gets welded properly. Yeah, that side and this side. Now this should tell us if what we're going to weld, this is the kind of maximum possible area of which we can weld. We're going to see if that welds properly. I'll put a deconstruction beacon on it later so that the nano factories can take care of it. So go to capital ship, go to shipyard. Oh, noting that it's not actually connected to the ship and therefore it may get a bit, I don't know, jittery. Right, I'm just creating a backup save in case I do in case this doesn't work, because this may be kind of annoying. Right, shipyard on. This looks promising. Very promising. And look at that, we have a finished thing. Good, this means I don't have to do anything stupid, and before I do something stupid, I'm going to, no, that's not how you spell ship, you fool. Turn off the shipyard, and then, what? Oh, it's still collecting my stuff from my body, I assume. Yeah, it is. Right. So now that we've proved that this thing works, we can then copy it up and all sorts of fun things. But first of all, I'm going to get a deconstruction beacon. Deconstruction beacon. And what we want to do, I need some things. So if I go here, place this here, weld up a bit, I need a assortment of things. I need hell with it, I'll just grab random things and see if that works. So I need some radio communication components. Those things are heavy, or should I say, you know, take up a lot of space. I need some of you. I need some of you. No, I need some more of you. Sure, 90, whatever. I need one of you. Very fidgety to actually weld, isn't it? And then I need some computers. Look at the amount of time it takes me to do this. My god, this is why I shouldn't have tried doing things with the shipyard. Well, I need one computer. One singular computer. Computer. One. Right, and then throw that onto there. This deconstruction beacon is now active, and now anything connected to the deconstruction beacon is now tagged for deconstruction, if, you know, any of the factories are capable of doing that. So now, deconstruction enabled. And now these things should get to work in deconstructing everything if they've got a mind of doing so. That'll take some time, and also, you know, take away my lag. Well, no, take away my frame rate, but that is good. So we've now proved that this thing works wonderfully, very well in fact, and now what we can do is I'm going to get light armor blocks and finish up this armor plating, because that's going to be, you know, useful. It may distract the nanite factories, but to be honest, I don't care. Yeah, these frame rates are getting pretty bad. I'll be back in a second once we have gotten rid of everything of, well, the massive mess I created, and once the rest of the shipyard is also created. Okay, there we go. So the shipyard is now finished. I've put some lights in so that people can see. I can turn off, well, I can turn on and off my lights. I've set it into a kind of yellowy kind of colour by reducing the amount of blue, similar to what we did in the capital ship during Space Engineers Hardcore. But yes, this is the completed design. We have a roof, everything's connected to the network. I've decided to use connectors, well, conveyors instead of tubes to do this, so that everything looks nice. We could even attempt to paint job. I don't know how well that's going to go. So if I go a grey colour, what happens when I do it on these guys? Okay, that's interesting. Except for the fact that that's not going to let me do anything, so I'm probably just going to keep it with the regular grey that everyone else, well, that the default is. Unless, you know, I decide to actually have a colour scheme on my ships, which is unlikely. As you can see, it kind of looks like, I don't know. Well, it did look like a bathtub with, like, very, with a, you know, no curves in the edges, but that's fine. So this shipyard should now be able to produce ships. Next episode we will be dealing with projector. Yeah, we need a projector. Yeah, so we need projectors, and that's kind of it, I believe. Projectors and the habitation area. Now, since we can't access the habitation area from inside, we have this nice little area here, which I will be using, and you can see inside. I don't know whether I want to keep the ability to see inside the shipyard, but I'll think about it significantly. Alternatively, we could have this kind of area as glass, maybe, and have this entire area available to see through. But until next time, my name has been Zero Jake. End transmission.